To complete a business return, you must first download and install the business package that's included with your purchase of the TaxSlayer Pro desktop software. If you'll recall, we try to ship the Federal 1040 package as soon as possible before tax season begins. Some aspects of the Federal Business Package might not have been released at the same time as the 1040 package. As soon as the business package is made available, you'll be notified. We download the Federal Business Package by first selecting the Update menu from the opening screen of TaxSlayer. Next, we'll select option number 1, Download Install Updates. Here I am at the Updates menu, and as you can see, I have some individual updates that are indicated in red that I need to install. Or I can click on the Business tab, bring it forward, and you can see here that I have an update to the business package. Now what I can do, I can click on this update and install each update individually, or I can simply check the box, check all updates needed. Notice they turn gray, and I can download these updates as well as my business package update and my state business updates all at one time. I'm going to click the download button and go ahead and install these updates. Once all of my updates are installed, all of my update buttons have turned white, indicating that all of my updates are up to date. So now I'm going to exit this update menu. I'm going to exit the update utility menu, and I'm now back at the main menu of my TaxSlayer Pro desktop software. Once the business package and the business updates have been installed, select option number 4, Business, from the main menu of TaxSlayer. You'll now have access to all of the business applications installed in the software. The 1120, 1120S, Partnership Return, the 1041 Estates and Trust, 990, 706, 709, and 5500. For this brief tutorial, we'll complete a fictitious 1120S corporation return. We'll begin by entering the EIN or the Employer Identification Number of the S-Corp. Select Yes to create a new return. And similar to entering the information for an individual tax return, we'll need to enter the company name, the date incorporated, the street address, and the zip code. And again, once we enter the zip code, the city and the state will automatically fill. At this screen, we can review the employer identification number, the date incorporated, and the street address, and make any corrections necessary. Also, while at this menu, we'll want to enter the name of the company officer, the Social Security number of the officer, the title, and a contact phone number. We can exit the name and address menu for the company, and we'll now be at the heading information menu. At this menu, we'll want to select option number 4, Other Information. You'll find the remainder of the heading information options. Now, if you're going to be electronically filing this return, we'll need to enter the date of the company's S-Corp election and enter the business code. Now, you can select this icon for an entire list of codes, or this icon for the list of business categories. Either one will help in entering the principal business code on the return. The date of the S-Corp election and the business code are electronic filing requirements for S-Corporation returns. So I'm going to click here, bring up my list of business codes. I've found the principal business code for my client. I'm going to enter that here, professional and commercial equipment and supplies, and click OK. At this point, I've entered in all the required information, so I'm going to exit the Other Information menu. And I'm going to exit the Heading Information menu. I'm now at the 1120S input screen. You'll see that the 1120S input screen is very similar to the individual 1040 screen input. Notice that the 1120S input screen follows the flow of the actual 1120S form. Now, for this tutorial, I'm going to first enter the income that the S Corporation received during the tax year. I can select option number 2, Income menu, or scroll down, double-click on line number 6, Total Income, or a third option is simply to double-click the specific line on the form that I wish to enter data. And so while I'm on the Gross Receipts or Sales menu option, I'm going to go ahead and enter some income, or enter the income that our S Corporation received over the year. Now, since our S Corp maintains an inventory, I'm going to enter the data to calculate a cost of goods sold. So I'm going to double click on line 2. I'm going to enter my beginning inventory, purchases that we made, had no cost of labor, inventory at the end of the year, and now I've calculated my cost of goods sold, so I'm going to exit this menu, and now my cost of goods sold is showing up on line 2 of my 1120S form. Next, I'm going to help the shareholders in this S Corporation get rid of some of this income by entering the deductions for the S Corp. I'm in the deductions menu. We'll enter compensation of officers deduction, and they had some repairs and maintenance. We'll enter that. And rents, taxes and licenses, and you get the idea. In the deductions menu, I would enter any of the deductions that the S Corporation was entitled to. So I'm going to exit the deductions menu. And once again, even though I used option number 3, the deductions menu, I could have gone down the form and entered each of the deductions on the particular line of my 1120S form in the 1120S screen. Now, with an 1120S return, I'm also going to want to create K1s for each of my individual shareholders. I'm going to select Schedule K, Distributive Share Items, and then option number 8, Schedule K1 Input. I can select New or press the Insert key on my keyboard. I'll answer the question, yes, this shareholder is an individual, and I'll begin entering the shareholder's information. I've entered the personal information for this shareholder, including the Social Security number, first name, middle initial, street address, zip code, and once again, once I enter that zip code, the city and state will automatically fill. I've entered the year-end percentage of ownership, the beginning percentage of ownership, and the number of days that that beginning percentage was applied. I can click OK on this screen, review the information that I've entered, and exit and enter my second shareholder. My second shareholder is an individual, and I'll enter this shareholder's information. I've completed entering my second shareholder's information. I'm going to go ahead and click the OK button. I can review, make sure that everything is correct. Now, the percentage of ownership will automatically prorate the amount of income and deductions for each shareholder. If I need to adjust my K1 manually, I could select number 14, Distributive Share Items, and then select the relevant menu option that needs to be changed or verified. I'm going to exit the Distributive Share Items menu and exit my Schedule K1 edit menu. Now once again, for any additional shareholders, you would select the New button and enter the information for each shareholder until all shareholders have been entered into the program. I'll exit. Now one thing I want to mention on the Schedule K menu is this option, number 10, Automatically Distribute Schedule K Information. If I have this set to yes, the information from my Schedule K, as I said earlier, will be automatically distributed according to the beginning and ending percentages of my shareholders. If I choose this, I'm asked, do I wish to turn the automatic distribution off? If I turn it off, I'm told that the K1 statements for net rental income will no longer be generated. What I could do if I wanted to turn off this automatic distribution is I could manually adjust each of the distributive share items for each of my shareholders. Now, depending on the year-end receipts and assets, you may need to access the Schedule B, Other Information. Answer question number 13 according to the information provided by the S Corporation books, receipts and assets at year-end less than $250,000. For my S Corporation, the total receipts for the tax year and total assets at the end of the year were less than $250,000, and I'm told if yes, the corporation is not required to complete Schedules L and M1. I'll exit the Schedule B, Other Information menu, and now to electronically file this return, I would select the option number 13 to mark the return electronic from the main 1120S menu. The corporate officer's PIN, the signature date, and the ERO's PIN will automatically be entered or generated. Now you want to be sure to print the e-file signature authorization for your client. Exit to the main 1120S input screen and select the Exit button. Check the Receipt menu for your correct fees, and then exit and mark the return as complete. And if you'd like, make a copy of the return for your records. In our next tutorial video, we'll go over the corporate e-filing procedure. Thanks for watching.